What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. My name is Sharina. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Today, I'm going to be sublimating on a 40-ounce tumbler. Again, this is a sublimation 40-ounce tumbler. We're going to be using a heat press oven instead of a heat press. I'm also going to sublimate on a straw topper and a nameplate. These nameplates fit perfectly for the 40-ounce tumblers and Stanley cups. So let's get into the video. I typically go to Etsy to find my tumbler wraps or my tumbler images. So I'm going to look up Mickey Mouse Halloween tumbler wrap 40 ounce since Halloween is around the corner. And I like to find pictures that have a clear background. I don't like full wraps because you got to remove the handle and all that good stuff. So once you find one that you like, you purchase it and then you can download it straight from Etsy. Or you can download it from the email that they send you. After you download it, it is saved to your computer files. The image that I bought has a tapered bottom. See, the bottom of the cup is curved. That's tapered. If it's straight, you want to buy an image with a straight bottom. Here's what the top look like on my cup. I'm going to switch it out for this clear top because the nameplates work better on these type of lids and they work perfect on Stanley cup tops. Here's the sublimation nameplate and the straw topper, which is a two-piece. We'll put this together later, but here's how they look. I will link these in the description. If you follow my channel, then you probably know by now that I use Silhouette Studio for all of my sublimation prints. Absolutely all of them. It's a free software and it's easy to use. I'm going to go up here to this folder and open up our files. We had two downloads, one for the top of the cup and one for the bottom. This is the top of the cup. Be sure to measure your cups. The top of my cup is a 10.5 by 5.5. So I'm going to change the sizes up here and then I'm going to lock it in. Once I lock it in, I'm going to go over and center my image to the center of my page. Next, I'm going to go up to print. Be sure to go over your print preview and make sure your image is within the lines. Next, under print preferences, if you go over to more options, under color correction, click custom and advanced. You should be at Adobe RGB and 2.2 for bright colors, and then click print. Now back to Silhouette Studio, we need to print the bottom, so delete that for the top, go back up to files. Go to your second download and open it up. Again, as you can see, this is curved, like I was saying, because the bottom of our cup is tapered. So if it was straight, this would be straight across, like the top of our cup was. So I'm going to change the size of this to a 10-inch by 3.2 inch. Again, this is curved. As you can see, it's kind of got an arch in it because the bottom of our cup is tapered. Be sure to always measure your cups because no cup is created equal. If we had a straight bottom, it would go straight across. I'm going to click print and then I'm going to send it to my printer. And you should be printing from your sublimation printer only. Now back to Silhouette Studio. Don't delete the image because we need it. Go over to the left and grab this square and drag it. We're going to change the size of the square at the top to a 3.5 by 3 inch. This is for our custom nameplate. Over to the right, click on the color palette. We're going to use the dropper to take the pink from one of the Mickey Mouses and change the square to the same color as the pink on the cup. Over on the left, if you click that A, that will allow you to text or type. Once you type the name, highlight it, and you can change the color over on the right. The A on the right will change the font style. And now I'm going to center it into the center of our square. Be sure to always measure your sublimation blanks so that your image will be the appropriate size. Also on the left is this eraser. I'm going to use the eraser to erase all the pumpkins except for one. At the top, you can change the size of your eraser. And again, I'm going to erase all the pumpkins except for one. I'm going to use only one pumpkin to go on our straw topper that I'm going to be making. And you just want to remove every little image that's around the pumpkin. Again, at the top, you can change the size of the eraser smaller or larger as needed to remove the image around the pumpkin that I'm going to be using. Once I erased everything around from the pumpkin, I can then move it over and kind of tilt it so that the pumpkin would be straight up. Again, I'm going to change the size of the pumpkin to a 0.8 by 0.8 so that it's small enough to sublimate on our straw topper. And then I'm just going to arrange everything on my page. For the name, I didn't resize it like I should have, so I'm going to make the name small so that it is in the center of our sublimation blank, and I changed the size of the name to about a 1.1 by 1.5, and then I'm going to center that, and now I'm ready to print. And this is our last print, guys, but on this print, the mirror should be turned off. You don't want to mirror your image for the topper and the nameplate. Now that I have everything printed out, I can now start taping everything down. Remove the clear protective film from your sublimation blanks and center those onto your images and tape those down using heat tape. The straw topper is a 2-piece. You have the straw topper and the sublimation blank. Remove the protective film from the small sublimation blank and place that down as well and tape that down using heat tape. And then I'm just going to cut away all the excess paper from around my blanks and my images. Now for our 40-oz tumbler, you want to cut your top image out. Try to use a straight line. Try to cut in a straight line. I have a cutter because I don't have a good steady hand. But for the bottom of the cup, I use a straight line as well. And then for the sides, because it is tapered again, the sides are slant, I use my cutter as well. And then I go back in with my scissors and kind of give it that curve, give it cut along the arch of the images. I clean my tumblers using a microfiber cloth before I tape my sublimation wraps around. And I'm gonna start with the bottom and I'm just gonna wrap it around. There is a little gap, but that's perfectly fine because the background is white, and that is why I like images that have a white or transparent background. And I went and got my little cup holder. Now this is a pool noodle that I cut in half and taped it together so that it'll hold my cups whenever I'm working with cups, and it works. But anyway, now I'm taping the top image to my cup, and again, there is a gap, but that's fine. We're gonna remove the handle at the top anyway, and just use your heat tape and make sure that you're taping your sublimation paper down tight as can be, but it won't make a difference. I mean, it will make a difference, but not necessarily because we're gonna shrink wrap it. Okay, the handle has 2 screws. Remove the screws of the handle. This is not necessary. You don't have to remove the handle depending on your tumbler. This handle I don't have to remove, but I am because, again, we're going to be using shrink wrap, and the shrink wrap will shrink around the cup a lot tighter with the handle removed. And this shrink wrap is by PYD. This is for 40-oz tumblers. This is sold by them, PYD Life. I will put in the description, or you can simply buy some off Amazon. To shrink the wrap around your tumbler, you will need a heat gun. A lot of people say blow dryers work. I've never tried it, so I don't know, but a heat gun will work the best. And it doesn't take much. It's just that quick and easy. Once it's nice and snug, you want to throw it into your tumbler heat press oven. Now this is just like a conventional oven. We're going to do 360 for 6 minutes. I will link this in the description as well. Once the 6 minutes is done, you can remove your tumbler. Make sure you want to sit it on something like a rubber padding or so that it'll cool down, because it will be extremely hot. As you can see, kind of the image coming through the shrink wrap. Next, I'm going to use a basic heat press to press my nameplate. I'm going to do 356 for 50 seconds. I'm going to do the same thing with the straw topper sublimation blank. I'm going to press that for 356 for about 50 seconds. Adjust the pressure on your heat press as needed. Once you have pressed everything and everything is cooled down, remove your sublimation paper. That's all I've done. I removed all the sublimation paper. I've already attached the handle back to the cup, and I'm just using a screwdriver to screw the screws back where they came from. Now that I removed all the shrink wrap and sublimation paper from everything, we can now put the straw topper together. Remember, it was a 2-piece. Remove the white paper from the actual straw topper, and then you can put the straw topper sublimation blank onto the adhesive. And this is the nameplate, and this is the straw topper, and this is the cup. The colors came out vibrant. I had no ghosting, and this is everything put together. And this is why I like making sublimation tumblers that have the white backing on the 40-ounce cups, because it can get a little tricky with trying to do a full wrap with that little indentation down at the bottom and then removing the handle and all that. So I kind of just stick with a white background when I'm picking my sublimation images for my 40-ounce tumblers. I hope y'all like this video, y'all. We at the end. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I will see y'all in the next one.